What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Chaotic Minds. As always, it is Winged.
And the midget.
And welcome to our standard end of the
Reddit.
month Reddit stories. I know there's been a couple of weeks that we've missed due to not feeling well or being super tired, stuff like that. And I know that there's been like an overabundance of, well, you did like multiple Reddit episodes this month. Well, that's because there are times that we just get tired and we don't have anything really to talk about.
And it's just easier to do that.
It really is. We're taking the easy way out. And you can judge me however you want.
It's our show. We can do WTF we want.
Yeah. So, but we are attempting to get back on track.
We're trying to, and we're trying to kind of bounce ideas off of each other. You know, keep each other. I don't want to say in check, but
Motivated.
Motivated. Yeah, that's a better word.
Motivated.
Okay.
Motivate. Anyways, so yeah, we're doing
Flashbacks of basic.
Our Am I the Asshole? The last one we did, I think, was malicious compliance.
Yes.
Maybe, I don't remember.
No, petty revenge, I think.
Was it?
I think it was petty revenge.
I don't remember. Anyways, so we're back on Am I the Asshole? I think we are going to try to mix it up and get like different threads that we can read off of. Why are you smelling the microphone?
My microphone smells like vanilla. I don't know why. And before you ask, yes, I'm high as a kite right now.
Okay. Anyways, so we got a bunch of stories here. Yo, my brother in Christ, you need to chill. Anyways, we got a bunch of stories. So if it does go over an hour, no, I am not smelling your microphone. If this does end up going over an hour,
hey, you're welcome.
Yeah, we don't care.
Like I said, we can do WTF we want.
We do care, but we figure if it does go over an hour, then, you know, congratulations.
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 I have gabapentin brain, and your brain is all fuckered up.
My brain is on page 8, and my mouth is still on the
prologue.
Preface. I'm not even at the story yet. I'm at like the
you're in the page where it lists the where it was published.
Associated with the author?
No, even before that, where it was published.
Oh yeah. But that's just how my brain works. Hi. Anyways, so my first story of today. Am I the asshole for pointing out the fact that my girlfriend and her friend could not be mistaken as sisters, as they look nothing alike and are different races?
Yes.
Hey,
just saying.
Let me know if I did anything wrong here. I wasn't trying to be mean or anything, but I think I did offend them accidentally. So I was hanging out with my girlfriend and her friend. We went shopping and didn't buy much, but they bought some clothes. And then back at home, they both tried on one of the sets that they had bought. They bought 2 of the same set, one for each of them, and they wore it so they could wear matching outfits. They were really enjoying it and trying it on, and they said to me, "Don't you think we look like sisters?" And her friend, who is an only child, said to her, "I always wanted a sister." And they were going on about how if someone saw them, they think they were sisters. I was like, you could definitely not pass off as sisters because they look nothing alike. For the record, my girlfriend is a short Asian girl with a small and thin body and black hair. Her friend is a tall white girl with blonde hair, completely different body type, taller and curvier and so on. Different body proportions, different face, different race. I just pointed out that there was no way they could ever be confused as sisters because they looked nothing alike. They said I ruined the fun moon, they were only having fun, and I made things weird by bringing race and appearance into it. I don't think I did anything wrong. I just pointed out the fact that they did not look anything like sisters because they were completely different in race and appearance, even if they were wearing matching clothes. Was I being mean or rude? So here's the thing. And this is where my mindset is key. Okay, let me explain. When you ask me a very pointed question.
Does it make my ass look fat in these jeans? No, your butt makes your butt looks fat in those jeans. How does this look?
How does this look? Or do you think they would, in this case, do you think we could pass off as sisters? I have my first response out of my mouth. Do you want the boyfriend answer or do you want the honest answer?
No.
Boyfriend answer. You guys look so alike, it's scary. You guys look so cute. Anybody who wouldn't see you guys as sisters is blind. Okay, now what's the honest answer? No.
And see, and for me, like, it goes even deeper than that because I have had confidence issues, and you know this, and I have people that I consider sisters, like Shell.
Yeah.
We look nothing alike.
No.
But our mentality
It's similar.
is similar. She's way louder.
You think?
I love her, and sometimes she doesn't shut up, which is identical to me.
Yeah, which is why, like, I tend not, if there's a conversation going on and she's involved in it, I am just sitting in the back, just,
He tunes
and I'll make my comment
after the
to you
first
later.
after the first couple comments by her or by me even. Sometimes because when we get together, we do talk a lot.
Feed off of each other.
We can talk for 8-9 hours on the phone, but other people like you, I can't. I don't know why. I love you, but I can't talk on the phone for more than like 10-15 minutes without losing interest on the phone.
Bitch, I can't even get you to have a 5-minute conversation without at least 1.5 of those 5 minutes just being silence.
I don't know what it is. I can talk to you face to face. I can talk to you face to face.
Talk to me. It's fine.
Not on the phone.
It's cool. It's fine. I'm not hurt or anything.
I like to see your expression. I like to see your expressions on your face in person.
It's fine.
But I think for me it goes even further than that because I do have those connections with people that I consider a sister. I do have connections with people that are like, cool, you want me to go out with you tonight?
No, I will
If it's a bar, no.
I will say
I don't do bars.
there have been occasions where you and like sis will go ahead and be like, we can go out and everybody will think we're sisters.
No.
And what is one of the first times I asked you this question, I looked at you and you're like, do you want me to say something honestly or do you want me to be nice and be the boyfriend? There's a difference? Yes. What's the difference? Which one do you want first? I don't know. Do the boyfriend one. Absolutely. You guys, she's the big sister, you're the little sister, even though you guys are the same age.
I'm 2 days older.
Yeah, whatever. You got this.
So
and then sis looked at me, all right, what's the honest answer? There ain't no fucking way in hell that anybody would be like, they must be related.
So.
And the look that she gave me.
Yeah.
And that you gave me.
It's funny.
It was just like, the look that she gave me was like, bro, really? And the look that you gave me was like, bro, really?
Yeah. So, like I said, for me, it goes a little bit further than that because I have those connections and stuff. But I think for me, with my confidence issues and asking if something, I would rather you have the honest answer so that I know that it's not something that I really shouldn't wear.
And one of the things that you had brought up is something I've actually said to you. You had asked me, hey, do these pants make my
butt look big?
My butt look big.
No,
and
your butt makes your butt look good.
I was like, honest or boyfriend? Let's do honest first. No, your ass makes your ass look big.
And I just lost it. I
and
laughed.
She's like, all right, what's the boyfriend? You look fine, honey. I really like how they look.
So, the most annoying question, because everybody knows, or everybody by now should know, I am bisexual. Okay? The most annoying, and this is why I never liked the stuff, and this is why I prefer not to have them, because every single male that I've asked this question to when I was younger, late teens, early 20s, and every female that has asked it to me, it clicked in my head. Do you like my lingerie? It would look better off of you. That is the response that is the most annoying fucking response. That's why I hate that question. That's why as soon as I had that question asked to me, I was like, oh.
I can honestly say I have never had that question posed to me.
I hate lingerie because it's good for a few minutes. Because if it looks really good, it doesn't
really good.
It doesn't last long. Ends up either buttons busted off it or it just torn.
Or on a light. Or just off in general.
On the floor, whatever. It doesn't last more than a minute or two.
I can say I've had one girlfriend have a set of lingerie. That wasn't like a nightie.
Yeah.
Like
I don't count nightgowns or
I'm
teddies.
talking like they had like actual lingerie. I've had a couple of girlfriends who have had just like nighties, and they're like, "What do you think?" I'm like,
"It's a nightgown."
It's a nightgown.
See,
yeah, but how does it look? Like a nightgown.
See, and for me, it's like lingerie is way too expensive to only wear for a minute or two.
It really is.
And then the stuff that looks really good, like I said, ends up on the floor or torn or broke or however you want to look at it. And if it doesn't look good, it's uncomfortable. Like I have had
look good and still be uncomfortable.
Oh no. If it looks good, like there's been a couple of sets of lingerie that I've had that I really liked. I had a matching teddy and missing parts of panties set.
You could just say undergarments.
Panties. I don't give a shit. I ain't PC. Anyways, I've had those nice matching sets that looked really cute, that looked really good on me, and they were super, super comfortable. And then there's ones that, like, I'd step out and said person in my early 20s that I was with looked at me and he's like, I don't like that color on you. And it's like I had been squirming the whole time. So it's like, if you have a set of lingerie that you absolutely love and you feel great in, and it's comfortable, and it's comfortable, even if you do ask that question, keep what's in your head in your head.
Well, I mean,
because if you have the confidence and you love it, like I've seen some big girls that have some really nice lingerie sets that look fucking phenomenal in, and then me being thinner than some of these girls that I'm talking about, I'd put on the same set and I'm like, nah.
See, here's the thing. That goes back to the, perception, because like I have a body confidence issue, and a lot of it's just due to extreme weight gain, and you could
that's
think,
some good eating.
You think I look good. I think I look like a floaty sweet potato. Ow. She just hit me with a back scratcher.
Suck it up, buttercup.
Anyways, but circling it back around.
Yeah.
That's why I always give the option. Which answer do you want? And here's the thing. I always introduce myself as, hi, I'm winged. I'm an asshole. And people, they'll laugh and they'll joke and they'll, oh, yeah, you're an asshole.
And then they get to know you're an asshole.
And then I go ahead and I ask them, they ask me my opinion. I give them that response. They ask me what the honest one is eventually. And I tell them honestly.
Dude, you're a dick.
You're an asshole. Now do you understand why I introduced myself the way that I did?
And this can be a couple of years down the line, and they're asking this question, and then they ghost him for some reason.
Well, it's because they don't
like the truth.
Yeah,
I would rather you tell me that I look like I'm 8 months pregnant in something and that it doesn't fit my body type, and be honest about it, rather than be like, oh yeah, that looks great, honey, and then we go out somewhere and then you go to jail because somebody makes a comment and you beat the shit out of them.
I do not look good cosplaying as the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown.
Hey.
Anyways, comments. Top comment. You're the asshole. Do you really think that they were unaware of their features until you pointed it out? Like they don't know Asian from Caucasian until you explained it to them? Girls were having fun, and you ruined the mood for absolutely no reason. And then somebody commented on that. You girls do realize that you're not sisters, right? Like, you have different parents. Thank God I'm here, you wacky females. I bet at least $10.
That's a smart ass remark. I love it.
I bet at least $10 that OP has called his friends bro without clarifying that they're not related. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I honestly believe that whereas, yeah, honesty is great, but there's also this thing called tact, and that OP has none.
And then I'll read one more, and then we can go on to one of yours.
Got it.
Oh, yes, he is the same guy from the dog part that tells people that their pups really aren't their babies. Also, commenting on posts where parents refer to toddlers as little man. Please, for the love of humanity, don't refer to a non-family member as aunt, uncle, etc. around him. You will activate a frenzy of nuclear proportion.
And see, that's the thing. They know that they don't look alike. They know they're not sisters and whatnot. They're joking around and having fun.
Yeah, that's the
They
biggest
don't
thing.
need him to be a dickhead about it.
They were having fun, and I will explain this one more. I will explain this. I don't know if I have or not. In case I have, in case I haven't, for the first time. There's a difference between being an asshole and being a dick.
This guy's being a straight up dick.
Being an asshole is saying something without that little filter.
It's an unpopular opinion.
It's a hot take, or it's not allowing that filter that sits between your brain and your mouth to activate. So the first thought that comes into your head is going to come out your mouth. Being a dick is having that filter activate and you still saying something fucked up.
And something that's obviously going to hurt somebody.
You knowing it's a hot take, you knowing it's a hurtful comment, you having active knowledge that what you're about to say is jacked, and you still say it. That is the difference between an asshole and a dick. Assholes will go ahead and they'll say something because that filter doesn't activate. Dicks will say something even when that filter activates. And a lot of people are like, well, people are just assholes because they think they can be like, well, I'm an asshole, so I'm going to say that. No, they're dicks. Assholes, that filter never clicks on. So,
Anyways.
Next story.
Okay, so this is a subject we've both talked about openly on this channel.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for ratting on my little sister for stealing?
No.
I'm 18, my little sister is 14. My little sister loves to steal. If we take her anywhere, she'd pick up things and put them in her pocket and bring them home. She's stolen watches, jewelry, trinket boxes, perfumes, etc. I'm officially labeling this guy not the asshole already because of this next sentence. The worst thing she stole was my Nana's wedding ring. When my cousin caught her, she was shamed in front of everyone and was banned from coming over until she got it all under control. Good. Sorry. My aunt suggested therapy, but my parents shot it down, saying that she'll grow out of it. Some people never do. On to the recent issue. My mom took me and my sister to the mall to do some shopping. We went to stores like Claire's, Nike, Old Navy, and so on. Why am I mentioning these stores? They will be important later. The last place we went to was Victoria's Secret. My sister wanted to browse around. My mom left us to go answer a call, and I lost my sister in the store. I found her in the discount section looking at lip glosses and the mini perfumes and bag charms. She told me she was just looking and to relax because she didn't take anything. I was relieved because I only lost her for 2 minutes. Fast forward, when we got home, we went to our rooms to unpack what we bought. I walked past my sister's room and saw her with more stuff than I remembered her getting. In the pile was Victoria's Secret lip glosses, a card of Claire's earrings, and some bracelets from a kiosk at the mall. I was shocked and asked her why she would steal these things. All she had to do was ask Mom to buy them, and she would have gotten them. She begged me not to tell Mom, but I did anyways, and now she's being punished. She can't go to her friend's sleepover party, she can't have her iPad, and she didn't allow her phone. Now she's upset with me and won't talk to me. Good on you for turning your sister's dumbass in.
You are not the asshole.
Anyway.
And once again, we touched on this I believe on the last episode. If you get caught stealing, there needs to be
breaking the law.
Or breaking the law, there needs to be a punishment.
And that's part of the reason why I picked this, because of that title alone.
The main problem is that the parents, while they are punishing her in this day and age, the way that kids get punished, they're not punishing her enough. They are not forcing her to realize the gravity of the situation. And the fact that the aunt went ahead and said, or the aunt, however you want to say it, went ahead and said, hey, maybe you should put her in therapy because this could be an underlying issue of something else.
Yep, that's what this first commenter is about. It put that little excerpt in there. It says, my aunt suggested therapy, but my parents shot it down saying she'll grow out of it. And this lady goes, you need to provide your parents evidence so you can disprove their hypothesis. It's in your sister's best interest. If she steals from the wrong person or wrong entity, she could get in much bigger trouble than this. And then this other one, it says, if she steals from the same place again, some places wait until they have enough evidence to get her charged with a felony. I don't think your parents want the police called on her.
No, that is a kleptomaniac in the process.
And this is a good point on this, too. It says, another one says, she might grow out of it if she was 4, not 14. Yeah. And that's still not a reason to teach her not to do it. These parents suck.
So, the fact that she is stealing is an issue of greed or envy. She sees other people having some cool stuff. She wants to have said cool stuff, so she's like, oh, I'm going to take this, that way I can be cool. I can have this stuff too. You know, that's where the envy comes in, or I really want this, and I don't think that I'll be allowed to have it, so I'm just going to take it.
See,
that's the greed.
And I partially agree, but I partially disagree, and I'll explain. So I've had people on both sides of that. I've had people on the side that you're talking about, with the greed and the want and the desire to have what other people have, the keeping up with the Joneses, if you will.
Yeah.
But I also have other people that have the money or the credit cards or cash or bank accounts or whatever may have you.
And they still do it.
Yeah. Because it's
a thrill.
It's an OCD.
It's not really an OCD.
No.
It's a thrill.
One of my really good friends had really bad OCD, and that was part of her thing. And she never stole just one thing. It was always in sets of 2s or 4s. And it was a thing.
That's the OCD. However, just wanting to take it is not part of OCD.
She was, when they first diagnosed her, because I was there, it was on this long trip, and when they diagnosed her with OCD, the part that stuck out in what the doctor had said and what the psychologist had said was her obsession is theft. Like, she loves theft. She has money. She had $200 cash in her pocket, and she still stole because it wasn't the desire of wanting it. She stole stuff that she didn't even want. She had no use for.
She had the obsession, not with the act of stealing, but with the rush of adrenaline and endorphins when she took something.
All I know is it's dumb.
I mean, because I'm bipolar. I have moments of impulsiveness where it's like, I'll be fine. I got to get this now. Why do I need it now?
And that's the thing, is like,
but I don't act on that.
Yeah.
Because I don't have, like, when I do act on it, I get that rush, and then it makes me want to do it more.
So when Bug was probably 3 or 4 years old, when she really started getting into opening gifts and stuff like that, it was around Christmas, and I had gone to do a little Christmas shopping on my own because I wanted to A, not have the kids, B, I wanted to get gifts for other people that I would have normally taken with me, and I didn't want them to see it. Well, there was this little nail polish. It was a huge makeup set. It was like almost the size of a briefcase, and it had the beaded handle, whatnot. And I sat it in the cart, and it was rattling, and it was like really bothering me. So I was like, okay. So I put it around my wrist and was pushing the cart, and everything was good. Well, I had gotten so used to it because by the time I left, I had been there for like 2 hours. It was at Walmart.
Okay.
And
you forgot to pay for it?
I walked right out the door with it, and then I went to go back out of the parking space, and I realized I had it on my wrist because I went to go pull the shifter down, and I was like, crap. So by that time, because I had walked down a little bit because it wasn't at the Inglewood Walmart. It was at a different one. And anyway, so I'd walked to the next shop down, and it was like Dollar Tree or something, so I can get gift bags and whatnot. And I still didn't notice it on my wrist. So I didn't notice it until almost like 30, 45 minutes later when I went to go back out. So I was like, crap. So I called the store and asked to speak to the manager, and they're like, whatever it is, I'm sorry, yada yada, because it was around the holidays and people are dicks.
Yeah.
Not assholes, dicks. And I'd called him. I was like, I did the stupidest thing, and I wanted to apologize, and I will be in just a couple minutes after I repark, and I will bring this back in because I forgot to pay for it. And they asked me what time I left. They looked it up on the cameras, and the manager was like, who is this gift for? And I was like, this is for my daughter. She's 4, and I was like, I had got it because it was like a Lisa Frank thing.
Okay.
And he's like, you know what? You were completely honest. You didn't take anything else. This is like a $10, $15 set after tax, whatever. He goes, don't worry about it. I will pay for it. You have yourself a Merry Christmas, and thank you for being honest.
That's nice.
And I was like, are you sure? I'm right here in the parking lot. He goes, no, you're fine. He goes, where are you parked? And I will come give you a receipt just in case somebody else gets it, and then you can return one.
Yeah.
Okay, not a problem.
That's super nice.
So the manager comes out, and he's got a couple bags in his hand. He goes, I noticed you were getting other gifts, and it looks like you might have like a boy or whatever, and I wanted to thank you again for being honest. And he hands me these bags, and he goes, and here's a Christmas ham.
Okay.
And he gave me a ham, and I was about to go to like King Soopers closest to the house because they had really good sales on the ham and whatnot. And I was like, thank you so much. You do not understand how unbelievably awesome this is. And he goes, not a problem. Thank you again for being honest. Honesty goes a long way with a lot of places.
Yeah.
Especially if they know it's an honest mistake, because they saw me that I had a cart full of stuff and I didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
And I called and I was honest, told him I'd be right back in. And he said, that is all that matters. Thank you. Here's a receipt for the makeup kit. Here's a receipt for the rest of this. You have a wonderful holiday. And it's like that partially restored my faith in humanity, that there are good, nice people out there.
Yeah.
But it's like I felt so bad, and it ate at me for like like you have that thought in your head, well, they didn't come after me, so obviously it's not an issue, yada yada.
But you still
But
know that
it's
you did
still
something wrong.
exactly, and I had to own up to it. And it's like if I get a ticket for it, if I get in trouble for it, you know, that's on me. I should have paid closer attention, and all that. And it ate at me. But I definitely understand, like, why this guy did it, because this has
That
been
was
a pattern.
long way around to get to that point.
I know, but
Just
that's
saying.
why I'm saying it. I understand why this guy or girl did what they did, because it's like they have that that thought in their head of, this is wrong. Why are you continuing to let her get away with this? And then finally the parents at the end, after she stole all this stuff from the mall, are like, okay, maybe there is a problem. And then they start putting, no, this dude or chick is not the asshole. They had every right in turning their sister in.
Yeah, letting parents know, like, hey, there's a bunch of stuff that she didn't pay for.
Yep.
All right.
Anyway, you're next.
Okay. Am I the asshole for telling my husband I don't want to throw my daughter a huge birthday party?
No, birthday parties are expensive. Unless it's a quinceañera, and then you know automatically it's going to be a huge ticket.
I created a Reddit account just to talk about this. My youngest daughter just turned 1 a couple days ago. Since both me and my husband had work, we decided to celebrate on the weekend. After what happened when my oldest turned 1, I told my husband that I didn't want to throw a huge party. For context, my mother-in-law invited all of her church friends to my house without my knowledge. What I had thought was a small get-together with my family turned into 20 family members and friends on my husband's side that I've never met before. Also, I haven't walked into a church in like 8 years. They ate all my food and trashed the place, not to mention the fact that most of them showed up empty-handed. I spent the majority of the time sitting alone on a couch chugging wine as my kid was being tossed around by people I've never seen before. When the party was over, my mother-in-law left with them, leaving me to clean up after them. I spent hours throwing away trash and mopping the floor because they had also all wore shoes in the house. My husband said he was going to put my daughter to bed, shower, and then help me clean, but he never came downstairs. Needless to say, I cried that night, scrubbing dirt out of my carpets. I told my husband this, and he got super mad at me. He had this idea that I hate his mom, which is not true at all. I love that woman to death, but she also has no respect for my boundaries. I've told her so many times not to feed my youngest certain foods because my pediatrician said she's not ready. But of course, I come to put her up, and my mother-in-law is shoving it down her throat. Her logic is that because she had 4 kids, she's an expert on how to raise them. She keeps buying clothes that are too big or too small for my kids, but if I don't put it on them, my husband will throw a fit. I hate to talk bad about her because I know her intentions at heart are good. I know that it's her granddaughter too, and she wants it to be special, but at the end of the day, I'm just so fucking tired. Obviously, I want my daughter to have a good birthday, but it's not like she's going to remember any of this. My husband says I should appreciate that his mom even cares enough about us to throw a party. I do feel guilty saying I don't want her at my house when she's done so much for us. I've told my sister about this and she's on my side, but I don't know what to think anymore. Sometimes just feel so alone, like everything I say or do is wrong. What do you guys think?
So hold.
Before you say anything, I am going to say this, and this is going to be the basis for my answer. The fact that this husband went ahead and said, my husband says I should appreciate that his mom even cares enough about us to throw a party. The mother-in-law, the fact that he's saying that invalidates anything that he has to say, because him bringing up she only cares because, or if she didn't care, then she wouldn't want to have anything to do with the kid. Then, if that's the case, then that is extreme. That's showing favoritism. Because why would she be okay with throwing a party for the 1-year-old or for the older kid and not the younger kid? And all of that. The fact that he said that just irks me the wrong way.
Okay, so
The fact that I should appreciate that she even cares enough about us. No, you saying that means that if we didn't have these kids, she wouldn't care about us at all.
and I'm gonna say this, and first and foremost, OP not the asshole. Second of all, the fact that he said he was going to put the baby down with the oldest, put the baby down, shower, come back down to help, and he didn't fucking come down those stairs to help, that's strike 2. Strike 3, cool. And this is just a flat out statement. If she pulled this, and I'm trying to put this tactfully so I don't get too pissed off, but fuck it. Anyway, if the husband didn't help with the older kid's birthday cleanup, and the mother-in-law wants to invite all of her fucking church friends, here's a good idea. Why don't you have it at your fucking house?
Yeah.
We will gladly come over there, leave our house pristine, and have everybody in your church group tracking mud and dirt and allergens, because let's face it, sensitive systems at 1 year old. And knowing your opinion about shoes in the house and all that, cool, okay, you feel that it's necessary to invite all your church friends. I don't have a problem with you throwing a party, but we're having it at your house.
Yep.
Guarantee she'll feel different about it then.
Yep.
Because then they'll be trashing her house, leaving trash everywhere at her house.
Yep.
And then, if I was the daughter-in-law, I would just be like, okay, all right, we gotta go. We got something else to do. And leave her with the mess.
Yep.
Actually, frankly, I'd leave the husband there. Be like, hey, I gotta go back to the house. I'll be back in a few. I need to go get a change of clothes for the kids, and I need to go take a shower, and I'll be right back. And I'd fucking leave his ass there too. You want to pull that shit with me? Cool. What's good for the goose is good for the gander, not the asshole.
I've always tried. I won't say I've always done it, but I've always at least tried to. If I tell you that I'm going to come and help you out, I come and help you out.
And even if you don't like immediately come out, and I'm noticing that I'm getting overwhelmed or I need extra help with something, I'll be like, honey, Winged, I need you out here. I need you to help me with this. And you'll put down whatever you're doing, whatever you're watching. You could be in the middle of a match and be like, guys, you got to hold down the fort. I've got to go help the wife. And you'll stop. And you'll go. And then what makes absolutely no fucking sense to me is he knows the house is the disaster and it's gross and there's trash everywhere. Why would you go shower and then come help? How about you help and then take a shower?
Yeah. So, top comment was, you have a husband problem. He sees no wrong in his mother's actions, even when they hurt you. And you think she means well. Actually, she thinks you're an idiot and that she knows everything. I suspect regardless of what you say, there's going to be another huge party and your mother-in-law's gang will trash your house again. If that happens, leave. Leave the house for the rest of the weekend and leave your husband to deal with the mess. You know, and somebody commented, hang on. Somebody commented, or mother-in-law wants to throw it, mother-in-law can host it.
See?
Somebody said something on that. This is going to be my comment. Ask mother-in-law if she can host, as yours isn't ideal for a large gathering. It's a fair compromise and hopefully will negate an argument.
So, my thing is about the comment of leaving the house for the weekend and leaving the husband to deal with it. Track record shows that it'll still be there for you to deal with when you come back.
So somebody had the same comment that I did. This right here. My husband says that I should appreciate that his mom even cares enough about us to throw a party. But mother-in-law, the comment is, but mother-in-law isn't throwing the party. She isn't hosting it. It isn't happening at her house. I see no mention of her offering to get the food or drinks and clean up this time. I literally see nothing about mother-in-law throwing the party or how this would be different from the last party. There is nothing to appreciate here. The mother-in-law is not throwing the party. She's just asking OP to throw a party for her and her friends to attend. There's no gift to be grateful for. That's being asked for your time, money, and effort to do something for someone else's benefit.
Especially with them not chipping in. Not bringing anything, not bringing... Like, seriously?
What the hell is OP's husband smoking? What is there to appreciate about someone who isn't even offering anything? She cares enough to want to celebrate us for sure. Or she cares enough to want to celebrate with us. Sure. But again, I think mother-in-law is just a woman who is bored and doesn't want to put in the effort to make her own plans or actually do anything for OP and her granddaughter. If she wants to go to parties, she can host them or make friends that like to host parties and be a gracious and helpful guest. I'm really mad at OP's husband. Mother-in-law sounds pretty narcissistic, not just the party, but the behavior or going against OP's parenting because mother-in-law thinks she knows best. And I'm concerned that her husband has either learned to not rock the boat with her or has some of these personality traits as well. Trying to make OP feel guilty about not being grateful that she's being asked to throw a party for her mother-in-law's benefit is just nonsensical. I agree, and I've said that. There is a problem with that whole argument of, well, you should just be grateful that she even cares enough about us. If she cared about us, then she can do it.
Well, see, and here's the thing. Like, even when your brother came out to visit us, he still tried to offer to get a couple of things at the grocery store.
He still offered to do the damn dishes.
Like, he was cleaning up his trash. He wasn't leaving the place a mess. He was hanging out with the kids more than he hung out with us, come to think of it. But it's like, he still offered.
They also were like, hey, uncle. And then Bug was like,
this is mine. Yep. And that's the thing is, like, he offered, and so did his friend, even though his friend turned out to be a giant douche, but, you know. Yeah. Like,
his friend offered once. Thank you.
Yeah. He offered more times to me, but that's because he saw that I was starting to get stressed out because they were out there in the living room. But it's like, at least they offered. That mother-in-law if she wanted to have a large church gathering, maybe she'd just stay afterwards for brunch because most churches, if you go in the morning, they have a brunch thing after the first service. Trust me, every single church I've been to has one.
Yep.
If you want to hang out with your church friends, hang out with your church friends after church. They have no place in a family gathering. Sorry.
Yeah. Especially if OP doesn't know them. Like, I don't mind, like, people just being like, hey, can I bring somebody with me? You know, a +1, right?
They asked.
Yeah.
Can I bring a +20?
No.
Like, exactly.
When one of our friends came over, and they were like, hey, we said, like, hey, do you want to come over and hang out? And they're like, well, can I bring, this guy over with? And
this person and this person, yeah.
We're like, yeah, that's fine. They came over, we hung out, talked with their friend for a little bit, and then they left. So,
ask permission or offer to help at least. Damn.
Yep.
Because I guarantee you, if they would have been like, the mother-in-law would have been like, hey, can I invite like 5 of my church friends? I know you don't know them, but they're really important to me, yada yada. I'm pretty sure the daughter-in-law probably would have been like, yeah, not a problem.
Here's some rules though.
Or even if they're like, hey, I want to bring like 15, 20 people from church.
I think that's pushing it.
That would be pushing it, but at least they would have asked. If they would have offered to help with the food cost or the cleanup, I think it would have swayed a little more in the direction of the daughter-in-law saying yes.
Yeah.
But there would have been some rules. I mean, granted, the shoe thing with a party and everybody coming in and out, that's a little much.
No, not really, because, like, we used to do, like, every year for Christmas, we used to, like, swap between a couple of different houses that we're hosting. Like, it was always between our house or my Aunt Sue and Uncle Chris's house. And with my Aunt Sue and Uncle Chris, you walked in the front door, you took your shoes off, stuck them in the closet. Because they had white carpets. and they didn't want anything to get messy. You know, same thing with our house.
That's understandable.
We had hardwood floors, but like, if they were coming in, you leave the shoes at the front door. You put your coat over here, or the kids.
Imagine that on a scale of 25 to 30 people.
Okay.
Plus,
my dad has 6 siblings.
Yeah.
Plus 2 parents. Plus my grandparents.
But I can imagine that they weren't all going in and out, in and out, in and out the whole time.
No, they weren't. But the kids were.
Yeah.
Cousins and all that. Like, we easily had like 25, 30 people in a house. You know. And the kids, if it wasn't too cold and if it wasn't snowing, the kids, we'd come in, we'd say hi, we get something to, or they'd go in,
get something to
get
drink,
something to eat, say hi, get something to eat if food was ready by then, and then we get shuffled out the door if we were at our house, or we get shuffled down to the basement, to like a second living room, and that's where the kids would hang out.
Yeah, and that's understandable, but it's like, why wouldn't you ask permission? 1, 2, why wouldn't you offer to help with the bill, help foot the bill for it? Because I can imagine that's going to be a pretty expensive.
Because here's the thing, and I'm going to say this, and then we can move on to the next one. The mother-in-law does not respect boundaries at all. The husband enables his mother to not respect boundaries. Period. End of statement. So, anyways, moving on.
This one kind of goes along the lines.
Link up, move down.
This next story kind of goes along the lines of this last story with the party. It says, am I the asshole for encouraging my daughter not to watch her cousin or clean up his mess? Whenever my sister Lynn goes to any family event, she never watches her own kids and expects everyone else to, including my own children, who have complained about it. She will leave the room with her toddler that acts like a wild animal. I told my children, 10 and 13, not to be duped into watching that brat. My 13-year-old daughter left the room when my sister left her alone with the kid to gossip with my mom. My daughter got up and left. Lynn's toddlers pulled all the food off by the tablecloth and spilled red pasta sauce all over my mom's carpet. The kid was screaming, and Lynn started to yell at my daughter when I told Lynn it was her responsibility to watch her own fucking kids. Lynn said that she thought my daughter was watching the baby. I asked her, did you ask my daughter to? Lynn said she thought my daughter was smart enough to watch kids if they were alone with them. My daughter said maybe Lynn should be smarter next time if she thinks of having kids that she can't control or watch. Good kid. Oh my God, I love that daughter already. Yes, this was rude, and I laughed. My mom told my daughter to help pick up the mess because she helped cause it. My daughter refused, saying it was Lynn's fault because she left her kids to run around like animals. My mom said we could all leave because we had no respect for her or her house. My daughter said she wouldn't be back until her grandmother and aunt respected her. I took my kids home. My mom thinks I should punish or talk to my daughter and make her apologize, but I won't. I don't think my daughter did anything wrong, and it's Lynn's fault for not watching her own brats. And I agree with that OP on that last statement. It is not, you should not expect a 13-year-old child to watch your toddler when A, they have zero discipline, obviously. B, that's your own damn kid. That 13-year-old child didn't lay down and have a baby with somebody. At least I hope not. But that is not her kid. That is not her responsibility. If you would have asked her and she said, yeah, sure, I'll keep an eye on the baby, and then she did that, yeah, I would be making her help clean it up. But the fact that the aunt did not ask the 13-year-old girl to watch the baby while she went and talked to her grandmother and just expected her to basically be a fucking mind reader is ridiculous.
Yep.
And I sure as hell wouldn't make my kid apologize. I've done it. Bug has on numerous occasions been expected to watch 2 other siblings and 3 other siblings, because the one is just younger than her.
Well, hey.
And that's the thing. No. Here's the thing about it. She didn't get asked. She just left. And when Bug left the room and one of the toddlers got bit by the other toddler, automatically Bug was in trouble by by their mom, by the toddler's mom. And I was like, no, she can't be in trouble for that because you did not ask her to watch them. You just left. I was sitting outside on the front porch when this happened. And it's just like, no, it's not her responsibility to watch your kids while you run to the store and you didn't say anything to anybody or you didn't ask anybody to keep an eye on them. I completely agree with OP here.
I mean, that's happened to me a few times, you know, whether it's my younger cousins or my younger siblings. And, you know, I'm just like, hey, this is just expected of you. And there for a while, I was complacent with it. You know, I sit there and I watch them. And then I got tired of it. So you know what I started doing?
It gets old real quick.
You know what I started doing?
What?
Teaching them bad habits.
Never get asked to babysit again.
Like, the biggest thing that I did was when my youngest brother was learning how to talk and, you know, all of that, I taught my youngest brother that a fire engine was called a fire fuck. And so one day, fire truck goes, you know, screaming down the street because, well, there's a fire somewhere. And my youngest brother's like, oh, fire fuck. And my parents are like, what was that? Fire fuck. Who taught you that? He did. Or he just pointed at him. I'm just like, hi. You taught him to say fire fuck? Yes. Why? I was left unattended. And they're like, you are the oldest. Why are you doing this? I'm like, 1, left unattended. 2, nobody told me I couldn't. You said I couldn't cuss around you. I shouldn't be cussing at all, but you never made that expectation known for them, especially when you guys leave and you just expect us to watch them. Well, you're the oldest. You should just know to watch them. Yeah, but what if I wanted to go outside? What if I wanted to go hang out with a friend? What if I wanted to just go and read, listen to music?
So a couple of the comments, the top one says, honestly, at the age your kids are, I would say not entirely not the asshole. Not only for how you are supporting them to express their feelings and needs, but also not bend to the pressure. Don't accept responsibility for things that are out of your control and you haven't agreed to be your responsibility. And teach your children the same. You seem to be doing excellent job on that. The retort your daughter gave was indeed rude. It would have been better not to say things about others' reproductive choices because it's quite obvious she's picking up these opinions and judgments from her parents. But either way, the parent is responsible person for whatever the child did, even if there was another minor babysitting. And then under that one it says, I agree. I totally agree, not the asshole. Depending on OP's relationship with her daughter, I might consider you're not in trouble, but let's have a chat kind of talk to explain how there are ways to clap back without being rude. That there are topics that are often best left alone, and even when mad, the talk should include positive notes of the daughter standing up for herself and setting boundaries. OP sounds like a wonderful mom.
I'll agree with that.
And then the last part of the comment says, maybe rude wasn't the best choice of words. Perhaps a conversation about focused or related responsive would have been a better phrase. The idea being comment on Aunt's current crappy choices rather than potential further crappy choices. And it's like...
No, just tell her that it was fucking rude. However, good on you for standing up for what you believe.
Yeah.
And having those boundaries.
And that's the thing is, like, I totally agree with the mom on this. Like,
I love clapbacks.
Mm-hmm.
They are some of the best burns Like Wendy's.
Like the mom.
Wendy's Twitter. Fuck X. Wendy's Twitter. When they do
The mom.
clapbacks. Oh my God. I love Wendy's clapbacks.
The mom laughing at the fact that the daughter made the comment she did. That right there is the icing on the butt hurt cake. Like, it's great.
Like, clapbacks, like, especially when they're clever and they're witty. I love clapbacks.
That 13-year-old is a very intelligent child.
I could watch like an entire 2-hour video of nothing but clapbacks and just be entertained the entire time.
I would love to watch a 2-hour video of clapbacks.
So here's the thing about sarcasm. They've linked people who are very quick-witted and very sarcastic as having higher levels of intelligence because they're able to think of a response in a very quick manner and vocalize it in the same way very, very quickly. And it be sarcastic and witty and like making a point about something. And that young girl is extremely intelligent, and I am definitely glad that the parents are like, look, yeah, if a conversation does happen, the parents need to be like, all right, look, that was great. That was funny. Maybe worded a different way, but good on you for standing up for yourself. If that was the easiest and only way that you could word it, sure, go for it. Not gonna do things. But if there was a different way that you could have put it so it wouldn't have been as rude, maybe go with that one next time.
I agree.
You know.
Anyway, hope he not the asshole.
Nope, I completely agree with that. They are not the asshole. The sister is an asshole. The
grandmother is an asshole. Actually, no, change that. The sister is an irresponsible dick, and the grandmother is just a dick.
Yeah. Because how are you going to sit there and be like, well, they caused it? How did they cause it? Were they the ones who went ahead and knocked it over? Well, no. But they were supposed to be watching them. Did you ask them to watch them? No, they should have just done it. Why? Why should they go ahead and watch your child for you?
They're not a mind reader.
No, why should
just
they
saying.
Watch your child for you? That is not their kid.
And at the age this toddler is, like it didn't say a specific age, but it's like toddler ages, so 2-3 years old. That kid is easily carted around.
Yeah.
So why?
Mommy doesn't do anything. Mommy doesn't tell him no, which needs to happen.
Right? Because they're going to be running roughshod over that mom, and then she's going to be regretting her life choices, and the OP is going to be like, told you.
Learn.
She ain't going to learn nothing.
Yeah. Well, I think that this is a good spot. What do you think?
I don't know. I think I want to do a little bit more.
Well, the problem is that I just got done with the 12-hour shift.
Yeah.
My voice isn't like as I've been talking more and more, I can feel my voice,
Then can I do one more? And then we can call it.
All right, I guess.
Okay. Am I the asshole for not telling my brothers they have to spend time with our mother's affair baby?
No.
That was the general consensus. But long story short, and believe me, it's short story long, not long story short. My mother cheated on my father 4 years ago and got pregnant. My father forgave her and raises my half-sibling as if she were their child. She looks just like my mother, so only a few members of the family knows what happened. I didn't know about what had happened either because I live with my boyfriend. It was my brothers who told me everything. I'm not too close to my parents anymore. I'm not interested in being close with their daughter because I'm not going to get into my parents' drama and toxic relationship. It's their lives, period. But when all that happened, I was already 25 years old. While my siblings were still living with them, all the infidelity was discovered. It was in the house, so they saw everything. Coming to the present, my siblings never had a good relationship with my mother. Again, no, some families can't afford therapy, so it was never an option. 2 of them no longer live with our parents, and the only one left is 16 years old. He has come to live with me and my boyfriend. None of them have any contact with my parents' daughter or my parents. The 16-year-old ignored the 3 of them when he was at home. Now I've been paying for him to see the psychologist. My father and mother have let my brother live with me, but they keep insisting that I should talk with my brothers and make them spend time with her. I can't force them to do something they don't want to do. But my father insists that I'm the older sister and I should do something for the good of the family since my brothers listen to me. My mother went so far as to tell me that the little girl asks for us even though we have never seen her. My grandparents are insisting that I should talk to my siblings and convince them to spend time with her, but I don't know what to do, and all of my family who knows about this, my mother's sister and grandparents and the rest of them, don't know anything, I think. Or maybe they do, but I don't care. Or they don't care, sorry. Says I'm an asshole for not doing my duty as the eldest daughter. Edit. I feel like I have to repeat this. No one is hating the little girl. Neither my siblings nor I hate her. We want her to be happy, but we prefer to worry about our own mental health. She's 4 years old. A 4-year-old doesn't do anything without her parents, so letting her into my life is getting my parents back into my life. When my brother is of legal age, I plan to cut off all contact with them again, which is now only online. Meanwhile, all my siblings have their own reasons for not having contact since they lived through our parents' toxic relationship. My parents are just drama and I'm sick of it. I don't understand the comments saying that I abandoned her. She doesn't know me. She's not my daughter. Why do so many talk as if I have the responsibility to raise her just because I'm her half-sister? I mean, a lot of people in the comments thinks and says the same thing as my mother, so I'm even more confused than before. No, you're not the asshole.
So here's my thing. And I'm not going to touch a whole lot into it because of reasons. But in regards to the brothers that she has that are legally adults, she can't tell them what to do. In regards to her brother that is still a minor, she still can't tell him what to do because she's not their parent. She's just a sibling. She can only advise what she thinks is right.
She is doing the one thing that she has control over, paying for their siblings' therapy. Now, that is awesome.
I'm a little torn because my family motto that I have here is family comes first. My family is a nuclear family. My brothers and sisters are his, mine, and our thing. Me and my sister are full blood related. My 2 younger brothers are full blood related. My younger brothers and my stepbrother are half siblings. Me and my sister are half siblings to my younger brothers. And then we have my stepbrother. That being said, they're all my siblings. I don't look at them as half or step or whatever. That's my brother, that's my brother, that's my sister, that's my brother.
But you're still not going to force, say you get in contact with your stepbrother and you guys get really close. You're not going to, and the other siblings want nothing to do with them, but you still talk. Exactly.
To be there and to talk with them. Now, that being said, my sperm donor has kids. I have siblings that I've never met before. Am I going to go out of my way to go ahead and meet them? No. Am I going to acknowledge them? I acknowledge that they exist, but I don't know who they are.
If
I'm
they
not
were
going
to
go ahead and be like, well, I need to go out and do this, and my sister, you need to come with me because these are our siblings.
And
I'm
that's
not
the thing.
Do that.
And that's the thing. Here's my point on all that. You aren't going to go actively seeking them out. But if they were to say, hey, I'm your sibling, Russell was my father, and so we're half siblings. Would you like to meet up at some point? Or would you like to talk on the phone at some point? You'd be open to the idea, but you still wouldn't force your sister to talk to them too.
No.
It's an adult thing. The 16-year-old that lives with the daughter, the OP, why the hell are the parents so open to them living with the OP, but they want to take the flip side of the coin and be like, oh, we're working, everything's working out, he's raising this as his own child, da da da, so you all have to be around for... No, here's the thing. They don't. The only one that the parents could argue that with is the 16-year-old, and even then, because they have been established at the OP's house for however long, that's up in question too, because you have to sign guardianship papers.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I don't know.
I think the reason why they're okay with it is because they don't want to rock the boat. They don't want to cause, unnecessary strife and all that. However, they're still like, well, you need to, that she's asking about you. Blah, 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 blah. And here's the sucky part about all of it. Is that little girl is an innocent victim in all of this. She has done nothing wrong except for being born. That's it.
That child has done nothing wrong.
The mom or that the dad is stepping up and being like, look, this is your affair baby. I'm still going to raise it. Speaks volumes to the character of that man. However, what damages that character is the fact that he is going along with, you need to do this. What about the hurt that the children have? Because their parents...
4-year-olds pick up on feelings, and they'll think that they hate their siblings, hate them.
Baby. I'm talking about the other kids.
Yeah.
Because, as someone who has a stepdad, my dad, awesome man.
I wasn't a fair baby.
But when you're younger, you see your parents as these infallible creatures. Like, what they say
they could do no wrong.
Exactly. But as you get older, you go ahead and you start picking up on, oh, this is fucked up. Oh, this is fucked up.
Yep. And they have their own opinions. And as adults, even as that 16-year-old, you should still respect their opinions enough to be like, okay, I don't want to force you, but I would really like you to come meet your sibling.
Like, up until 13, 14 years old for me, I was like, my parents are amazing, they're great, they can't do anything wrong. I can explain away everything wrong that they've done. And then I hit 13, 14 years old, and I'm like, okay, this is a load of bullshit. What's going on right now?
So, the comment that I'm gonna make, I'll make my comment, and then I'll read a couple of these comments, and then we can end it. But as I said before, I'm an affair baby. My mom didn't know that my dad was still married to Chris when my mom got pregnant with me. My dad was still in the process. They were separated, but they weren't separated and living in different houses.
They're separated and living together.
Yeah, they were still, they weren't even separated. Like, my dad checked out of the marriage, but Chris was still invested in it, trying to fix it, trying to get my dad to go to therapy, all that. My dad had an affair with my mom and asked her to marry him before Chris and his divorce was finalized. Mm-hmm. And so when the divorce, they did a quick divorce in Wyoming, like less than 6 months, and my parents got married when my mom was 5.5 months pregnant with me. And for the longest time, like, I didn't meet my sister, my half-sister Angie, until I was, like, 6. And which meant she had just turned 11.
Yeah.
And whereas we have a good relationship now, back then she hated me.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until Chris married Fred and had her own children with Fred, Meg, who still treats me like a sister. It wasn't until then that me and my sister Angie got as close as we are now. And it's like, so I've been that 4-year-old girl.
My biggest question to the whole thing is what caused the I want nothing to do with my parents thing for OP to start in the first place?
All it says is toxic relationship.
But
anyways, so the first comment says, not the asshole, not your circus, not your monkeys. Your mom fucked around and was found out. Your siblings do not need to have a relationship with your half-sibling if they do not want to. Good for your brother to be going to therapy. You're paying for it, makes you the A++ of big sisters. Be prepared for your parents to keep on guilting you, and prepare to go low contact or no contact if they keep pestering you and your brother.
Yeah.
And then OP commented, I was already no contact with them, but now I need to be low contact because my brother is still a minor. And then the last comment that I'm going to read, it says, he's 16. He gets to make these kinds of decisions. And then this person that's commenting said, their dad says, when was anyone ever going to be able to force a teenager to do anything?
Yeah.
And then it says, don't debate the correctness of this with your dad. Just point out that if he, your dad, had been able to persuade your brother of anything, brother wouldn't be living with you now. So what makes dad think you can do better? What makes you think that I can succeed where you failed? Again, don't debate whether it's something that's right. Just focus on the fact that it's futile.
Yeah. I mean, and it goes back to, like, it's the sibling's choice. Granted, the little girl did nothing wrong, and yet it feels like, to me, that the little girl's being punished in all of this.
She really is the victim here.
However,
Dad, for me,
getting the therapy is key.
Yeah.
And having that open
dialogue
with your siblings is key, because you need a support system.
Yeah.
But
like I said, Dad gets points. Dad gets points for stepping up when Mom stepped out. But he loses points when he's sitting there and he knows. It's almost like he doesn't want to be left alone, and if he feels like if he disagrees with Mom, that he's going to be left alone.
Yeah. And
the little girl that he's come to love and raises his own is going to be ripped out from underneath him. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we don't know why OP's dad is agreeing with the mom, but that's what the read almost feels like to me. Is like he's trying to walk on eggshells to not damage the relationship further.
But in doing so, he's damaging other relationships.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyways.
Well,
that's it for me.
Then we're going to call it there. Thank y'all so much for listening. We really do appreciate it. If you are listening to us on Spotify and you like what you're hearing and you want to tell Spotify, hey, we want to hear more, hit the download button. It gets back to us. We take more time when we actually have time, and we put out more of these shows. If you would like to donate to the show, there is a link in the description. We're not saying that you have to, but any donation that does come in goes right back into the show. Trying to make it better, trying to get stuff updated and upgraded and taken care of and all that kind of stuff. If you're on Blue Sky, make sure to follow us on Blue Sky at Chaotic Minds. We're on there. I don't really post a whole lot because I'm terrible with social media. But we're working on trying to get better at it.
You have to give me the login stuff so maybe I can start posting.
Yeah, we can do that. But anyways, thank y'all so much for listening. We really do appreciate it. Don't forget to love each other, and that means each other and everybody. And as always, don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. Be an asshole.
Yeah,
Bye.
there we go. Okay, bye.